Hey guys, Mr. Short Hitter here. I had a subscriber that mentioned in one of the videos, I think the videos I was asking for video ideas, just the idea of dispersion. You're only going to find your dispersion, of course, over a long period of time. Outside, if you go to a driving range, you'll be able to find a general idea of your dispersion patterns. I'm just going to give you an idea here of what I would do. This is a small sample size, so I'm 150 yards out. I've got a 7-iron, wind's hurting a little bit. I'm just going to hit 10 balls so I can kind of demonstrate what dispersion would be on this small sample size. Okay, so that starts out, that's to the right. This is going to be a pretty darn good test, I think. It's pretty good. That went a little left of the hole. Little right of the hole. As you can see, I'm kind of doing this. I'm kind of getting some good lies right now. But the one thing you could do is figure this out on the course as you're playing. Just kind of, when you play, jot down the clubs you had, where you hit it. Of course, if you have an app, you can use your app also. That's 5, and I'm thinking so far this is a pretty good representation of my shot patterns. That one looked like it went a little longer than some of the other ones. Kind of a little fadey there. That one felt the best of all, but went a little right. That was probably the worst struck. Okay guys, so I'm going to fix these ball marks in a bit. These were all 7-irons. This ball maybe rolled about 3 or 4 yards here. This is the right side of the green. This ball is at the left edge of the green. I would say 11 yards between this ball and that ball. This is the outermost width of my dispersion in this small sample size with this club. Now, if we looked at the depth, there was one ball that actually flew to the back edge. It's a little bit beyond the green. I'll walk back to that ball. This is the shortest here. Okay, so that ball was about 11 yards longer than this ball. There's a slope there. Looking at the carry between the two is about 9 yards. Again, this is a really small sample size, but this is the idea of dispersion. So guys, a couple things I want to add on dispersion. A lot of times when I shoot these videos, they're completely unscripted. So I'll just get out and kind of share my thoughts. As I was going over the video, there's a couple things I want to kind of clear up. One, your dispersion is definitely going to be different between different lies. If you're out of the rough, your dispersion is going to be different than it's going to be out of the fairway versus a good lie. That's part of the different levels of golfer, is understanding that, and understanding that, oh, I have a lie in the rough here. My pattern is going to be like this versus in the fairway where it's like this. I do know people that hit the ball better from the first cut of rough than they do from the fairway if it's a tight lie.
So that is definitely going to change that dispersion pattern. Weather conditions. If you're all bundled up, your dispersion is generally going to be a little different than if it's a nice sunny day and you're nice and loose and swinging freely. Firmness of the green, especially if you don't have a lot of club head speed, the ball is going to hit the green and it's going to take off, or it may hit the fairway and it may roll. So firmness of the green and firmness of the conditions in general is going to affect that pattern, especially even with the driver. If you're hitting a little fade with the driver, you may get away with it if it's wet out, but if it's dry, that fade may hit the fairway or hit the rough and kick further right into the trees. And another thing is different slopes. And I'll give you an example of that. Tom and I just played a 4-person scramble with his son. We ended up winning, by the way, 13 under par. And on the 11th hole, we had a shot from a severe downhill slope. We were 162 yards out, where we would generally think just hit it on the green, try to hit it close to the hole. And Tom and I both were kind of just trying to punch the shot and basically just hit it safe. And if we could hit it somewhere around the green, we'd be happy with that, which neither of us successfully did. So from a severe downhill slope, your dispersion pattern is naturally going to be different. From an uphill slope, it's going to be different. So that's part of the challenge of golf, and part of different levels is knowing. Now I know that I'm going to go on the course and I'm going to practice that downhill slope, so I get an idea of what my dispersion pattern is from that slope, and also anything I can do to hit that shot a little bit better.
What is the width of your dispersion and what is the depth of your dispersion? So the importance of knowing your dispersion patterns is knowing when you should try it, when you should take on a pin, when you should lay up, when you should play conservatively. If this was a larger sample size, now I know if there's a right pin, I wouldn't want to shoot at that right pin. I would want to be aiming closer to the middle of this green, because my bad shots would then be to the right edge of the green, or maybe at worst case, right fringe. If it was a left pin like it is, with this dispersion pattern, I know I can shoot at this because only one ball ended up just a little left of it, and the rest ended up right up. So same thing with long and short. Knowing your dispersion pattern will help you if you have to hit it over the water, knowing, okay, this is the shortest I'm going to hit this club. If there's water over the green, or bunkers over the green, or a lot of trouble over the green, and you have a blue pin like this, now you know the depth of that dispersion to know when you should aim at that pin or not. I hope you guys got something out of the video. If you liked the video, like, comment, subscribe. I got to fix some ball marks. Until next time, Mr. Short Hitter, out.
5 holes to go, just play 13. Need a palm away in, gotta hit more greens. My game's obscene now.